Hey everybody, this is James Coulter, and I'm going to do a series of training videos, just basic stuff for choirs that hopefully will help you help your choir sing better. These are going to be very simple, hopefully very short, and I'll try to give a lot of information in a short amount of time. So at least it'll be in video, and if you have to rewind, you can do that. First thing I'm going to talk about, of course, is the foundation of the voice. It's breathing. You have to get the breath right in order to sing correctly. It'll give you better longevity with your voice, being able to sing for years and years and years. It'll also help you to be more expressive. It'll give good tone support so that you can sing on pitch instead of singing sharp or flat, because a lot of times those issues are due actually to incorrect breath support, not so much our ear, although it can be. So we're going to talk about the breath. Now, the first thing I'll do with every choir is I'll say, okay, take a deep breath. And typically what I'll see is about half the people will do this. And I'll say, take another breath and get the same thing. And when they do that, I'll say, okay, look, this is what I saw, and I'll show them. And then I'll say, this is what we need to do. We need to move that breath from up here in the chest area down into our abdominal area, okay? And I want to tell you, and you need to teach them, that breathing actually is not just from the diaphragm, it's from the diaphragm and the abdominals. They're an opposing muscle group in our body, the diaphragm and the abdominal muscles. They work together to form proper breath support. So, first of all, if you don't already know, the diaphragm is a giant muscle attached underneath our rib cage, goes all the way around to our back, separates the upper and the lower chest the chest cavity and the abdominal area. And it sits up in there kind of like this, in a little dome shape. And when we breathe in properly, it contracts. And as it contracts, it pulls air in. Then as it relaxes, it lets air out. Okay? So it contracts, pulls air in, contracts, lets air out. So here's where the opposing muscle groups come. As we push air out, we contract the diaphragm, it pulls air in, we contract our abdominal muscles, and it pushes the air out. That's actually where the breath support comes from. When we talk about giving support to the tone, it actually comes from our abdominal muscles, giving just a little bit of pressure underneath that breath in order to produce the note properly, okay? So, here's a great exercise to get them started on, I'll give you actually two exercises to get them started on breathing correctly. The first one is what I call the crunch exercise. I didn't invent any of these, by the way. These are just tricks that I've picked up through the years that work really well. There are a lot of techniques out there. For me, in a group setting, in a very short amount of time, these are the two that I use, and consistently they produce really great results. So these are certainly not the only two, but these are the two that I use. First one is called the crunch, and here's what it is. What I do is I have people put their hands right here, all right, and I'll just turn slightly to the side. Put their hands right here, and I'll say, okay, we're going to breathe out, and what I want you to do to breathe out is I want you to take and push the air out, okay, with your muscles right here. So it looks like this. So it's like you're doing crunches. And then just relax those muscles. Push it out again. Then relax. Try to keep your chest nice and expanded. You can see my chest is lifting a little as I'm pushing that air out. Okay? Then, that's all we've done is we've hyperextended the diaphragm by using the strength of the abdominal muscles to push that air out. So we haven't actually activated that diaphragm in that deep breathing. Okay, so the second thing I'll say is now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the diaphragm. So this time you should have felt the air go down deep. Should have gone deep into your belly rather than up here. So as you're pushing out and it comes in, you feel it down here, right? So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them, let the air come in and pull more air in around your belt or your waistline. I want you to pull it. So don't just relax, but try to pull more air in. So here's what it looks like. Now pull it in. Relax, push it out. Pull it in. Okay? So when we do that, what we've done is we've actually activated the diaphragm. So nice deep breath. That's one, okay? Push it out like you're doing crunches. pull air into to your waistline. Now, the second exercise I do is I'll do one that I call deep threes. It's not creative. It's just the name that I came up with for it. Again, not my exercise, but it's one that works really well. This one works to expand the lung capacity, okay? It works to work on the elastic principles of our lungs to, over time, not on a short amount of time, but over time, expand the capacity of our lungs and, of course, give us more air to breathe with and to sing with. So here's what it is. I want you to breathe out. This is what I'll tell them. I want you to breathe out all that you can with the crunches, and then I want you to breathe in as deep as you can into your waistline 3 times after each other, okay? Don't let any air out. Breathe in as deep as you can 3 times. And here's how it works. The lungs are elastic. So when you breathe in deep the first time, the fibers will get tight. Well, then as you wait for a second, they'll relax. And then you can breathe in a little more and they'll get tight. Then you can wait for a second and they'll relax a little bit and you can breathe in again. Okay, so it stretches slowly, just like an old Stretch Armstrong doll. You know, it stretches slowly those fibers. So here's what it looks like. So you breathe in 3 times as much as you can each time. So it looks like this. Now, the second and third time, you'll only get a little bit of air. It won't be much, okay? Because we're not looking to really just push those lungs out. We're looking to just stretch them just a little bit. You won't notice a difference in the short term, but 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to notice a huge difference in your lung capacity. Then teach them that every time you take a deep breath, and I tell them this, deep breath every time. So every break you have, breathe into your belly. Just like that. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Blessings, everybody.